Hello everyone, I'm Laura from Cherubs Chalks Interiors. I'm a content creator for Dixie Belle Paint, and today I'm going to be working on this large Welsh dresser for my own home using the chalk mineral paint line. This is a really big piece and is going to take quite a lot of work, but it's got fabulous storage potential and I know it's going to look amazing once I finish with it. So as always, my first job is to remove the wax. I'm using my Barco carbide scraper. These can be found on Amazon and they are amazing for stripping the wax really quickly. Just make sure that you always work with the direction of the wood grain to avoid gouging or damaging the wood. Once I've finished removing the wax, it's time to sand. I'm using my electric sander and I'm working my way through the sandpaper grits, starting with an 80 grit, then moving on to a 120 and finally finishing with a 240. Today's colour choice is Collard Greens, which is a super dark but super gorgeous shade of rich green. Now I'm going to show you how I paint around the glass windows. So this glass cannot be removed from the doors, so I simply place a piece of paper onto the glass right up to the edge of the wood. I then paint on the wood and any excess paint will then be picked up onto the paper instead of the glass. Next up, it's time to stain this wooden work surface. I'm using Au Natural Voodoo Gel Stain for the base. I simply spritz the whole surface with water. I then pour some gel stain on and then using a blue sponge I work this into the wood. Once I've got full coverage across the surface, I will use long sweeping strokes to make sure that there aren't any streaks in the stain. I'm wanting to achieve a rustic farmhouse finish, so I've got a roll of 120 grit sandpaper and I'm just going to gently distress some of the edges and any areas that may get knocked and worn. Some areas I'll distress quite subtly and other areas I'll go heavier so that it looks really authentic and looks like it's been sat in a kitchen for many years getting lots of use. Once I've got the desired effect, I'm going to wipe off all of the dust and then I'm going to grab some clear Bestang wax. I'm using my La Petite brush to apply this all over. This will create a layer of protection whilst also deepening the colour. Now I've got full coverage with the wax, I've come back with a kitchen sponge and I'm just going to wipe off the excess. I'm also going to apply some wax over the stain on the surface, so I'm starting off again with clear Bestang wax. Wipe off the excess as before with a sponge. And now I'm going to add a layer of brown Bestang wax to add some age and depth. I have a designated French tip brush for my brown wax, so I'm just going to use that to brush on all over the worktop. And then again I'm going to use a sponge to wipe off the excess, leaving that wax in the wood grain. And now it's time to put it all together and style it up with some of my favourite things. I think we've got the perfect combination of dark paint alongside the pale wooden surface. I think that we have achieved a massive improvement on this dresser and I cannot wait to get it into my house. And here's some close-ups for you of that gorgeous distressing which gives the perfect rustic farmhouse vibe. If you'd like to see more of our projects, you can go and find us on all of the social media platforms at Cherubs Chalks Interiors. And for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment and turn on your post notifications to be notified when we next post. Thank you for watching.